In trust, we grow. For any organization, in its not only transactional analysis or transactional functioning, but in building up the growth, in building up a culture for an organization, the trust plays a very vital role. So we can say, in trust we grow. The data supports a strong link between trust and all the good outcomes that love at work produces. Survey participants in this particular research work conveyed that trust their teammates, their team leader, and their senior leaders, those who strongly agreed that they trusted people in two of the three categories were three times as likely as others to be fully engaged and highly resilient. Those who strongly agreed that they trusted all the three were 15 times is likely to be fully engaged and 42 times as likely to be highly resilient. This data reveals how important it is in building the trust, and in trust only the organizations will grow and the employees will grow. Because the trust drives the ability of employees to discover and do what they love. In a study of housekeepers of Disney World, it is found that many loved their job specifically because they could be creative about how to do it. They could be creative about how to do it. One rearranged children's stuffed animals into different scenes each day. For example, another lay down on the bed to check the room from that angle because he knew that it would be the first thing. The deliberately engender trust in your organization, you will need to end certain rituals and start others. Goals cascaded down from above, performance ratings and 360-degree surveys mechanisms that we tend to think as increasing alignment and boosting performance too often signal that the organization does not trust its people. Goals imposed from the above are artificial and disconnect employees from thinking through what they love and how they can contribute it. In contrast, a love plus work organization trusts people to set their own goals, which are discussed and adjusted as necessary during the course of the year. This is where a debate, a discussion, an interaction with every employee will give an opportunity to the management in redesigning the goals, not basically deviating from the fundamental goal, but redesigning it according to tunes of the management hierarchy from top to bottom to the level of a worker, and reinforcing the trust in them that the organization is using their talent and molding the things according to their views, and their views are taken into consideration. That feeling of participation giving to a worker or to a manager is very important in running an organization. There are several things which I have written about performance ratings. Performance ratings are not reliable. No one trusts them. Even the people getting the highest ratings, which everyone reduces to a number, the organization can't see the whole person. It cannot see the whole personality of a person. Similarly, everyone suspects rightly that 360-degree surveys generate unreliable data that in no way reveals who a particular employee is separately. These mechanisms convey to employees that they are monitored but without any real trust, and they know what it takes to their jobs. Instead, pay attention. Instead of depending purely on these mathematical principles like 360-degree surveys and things, we must pay attention. Love plus work organizations build trust by paying attention to employees through their team leaders. Here the team leaders play very important role. This requires empowering those leaders and reducing their span of responsibility so that frequent individualized attention is possible. Asking 4 questions every week for an entire year will ensure that employees build trust with their team leaders. It does not appear to matter whether the check in happens in person, on the phone, by email, or in the app. What matters is simply that it happens. During the check in, both people can talk about the specifics of the work and the employee, what the employee is doing, the challenges that might be arising, and what the team leader can do to help. Each sharing of challenge and each small action to provide support help build trust between them. But not only that, naming the specific activities they loved the previous week keeps employees' loves front and center, tied tightly to the real work that needs to get to be done. Many organizations have already instituted the check in as a core ritual. Cisco alone averages more than 3 million check ins a year. It is not a cure all, of course. Some team leaders merely go through the motions, and some employees take a long time to feel that the organization genuinely cares about who they are and what they love. Once again, I repeat, who they are and what they love. To make this ritual possible, Love Plus Work organizations eschew departments of functions so large that the span of control makes it impossible for a team leader to check in with each team member. A ratio of one leader to 70 members might make financial sense and on a balance sheet, but it makes little sense for people trying to build trust. For many of us, the current tensions regarding work all stem from our questioning whether we even want to go back to an earlier way of doing things. Normal led us to a workplace ecosystem, that seemed designed to exploit us and stress us and reduce our agency. Normal made us unhealthy. If organizations dismiss employees' reticence and hope that it will pass by, they will forever struggle to attract the best people and wonder they have such trouble keeping the ones they do attract. In contrast, the smartest organizations will recognize that if they can redesign work with love at its core, build trust, they will be able to make new and more genuine commitments to their executives, will become magnets for talent. I repeat, the organizations will become magnets for talent. They will truly deserve the best people. When people are transactionally engaged, they will work. When people are emotionally engaged, they want to contribute. Once again, I read these 2 lines are very, very motivating and important lines that every manager from top to bottom have to register in their brain. When people work, when people are transactionally engaged, they will work. When people are emotionally engaged, they want to contribute. We have to build trust in the minds of the workmen, top to bottom, to contribute. That will lead the organization towards the highest ladder in the contemporary culture of these corporations. Thank you.